You mentioned you mentioned yung mga help ng LGU. Was there a time in the pageant na schedule na pinauwi kayo ng Binibining Pilipinas so that you can get in touch with your LGUs and ask for support for them? Kasi I think parang there was a lull in the activities that the press were not aware of. So was that helpful? Yung oras na yun kasi based from what I hear from you is kung wala talaga yung LGU na sumusuporta, there is going to be a difficulty in what do you call this, in getting the support that you need.
Yep.
Yeah. So when was that? Somewhere around May? Or earlier pa?
I think it depends. For me, it was really the sign that I needed before I even passed my application. I didn't even want to start if it meant that I wasn't going to carry out everything that I wanted to do. So as early as March or February, when was application passing? Probably March.
Yeah.
Like a week before application passing was when I was like, okay, if I can find someone who kind of believes in me and is willing to back me just a little bit, then that's the final push that I need to go after my dream. So I did mine before the journey started because I also wanted to know how I could budget, what my limit was going to be basically for the entire journey. So I was like, okay, I know how to budget and where I'm going to use the money for. So I did mine even before legal interviews and everything. But again, I think it varies from woman to woman.
Same with her. Before application.
Before applications.
You know what? Kasi a lot of audience watching us right now are commenting and commenting at the same time, saying that it's easy for bashers to just say, wala kayong pinaghirapan na nagaganda nyo lang. Now they're learning kung anong pinagdaanan nyo, kung magkano ginastos na talaga, hindi to basta-basta. So, do you say that it's really a team effort for your teams and everything?
Absolutely. I don't want to speak, of course, for them, but I don't think any of us would have been able to achieve what we have achieved if it wasn't for the people behind us. I mean, we each have our respective visions for our journey, but it's hard to bring that to life if you're just one person, right? So, absolutely, the creatives that back us, hands down to them. They really dedicate so much.
From the time that you have imagined yourself being a Binibining Pilipinas queen to the time to now, how long was it?
For me, 10 years.
10 years. So how young were you? You were like 18?
I was 18.
You were
18.
I would like to also add that we really wouldn't be here without everyone. So to continue what Atika was saying, I really want to thank Binibining also, with the organization, certain things. Their insights on everything for me personally, like my journey as a first timer was hard, okay? It was really hard, but a lot of weight was taken off my shoulders because of their help, because of their guidance. And Binibining is truly a place that I'm really grateful to be a part of, a platform that I'm excited to I'm excited to softy. Yeah. So I would cry a lot in front of the Binibining board because I'm really so grateful for them. They really made me feel safe throughout my journey as a first timer.
So through Binibining, you metamorphosed from Dalia to a Binibining queen.
I'm sorry?
From Dalia, you have metamorphosed to becoming a Binibining Pilipinas queen.
Yeah, it's like
You learned a lot from their insights.
Yeah.
We delve into that when you embark with the journey. Get ready because you will be unpacking the very best versions of yourself.
That is so true. Absolutely. The cat tells me this too, that I'm really gonna enjoy this. And I remember she was also saying before that we had a conversation with my daily collagen, and the question that was asked to you that really stuck. That really stuck to me was, would you ever give up your crown if you were experiencing any mental health issues?
Because of like the organization that you were affiliated with.
Yeah, because there was emphasis on that, and then her answer was like, it really touched my heart because your experience here isn't really inspiring you to just. I really listen to those that came before me, especially like my seniors, pageant seniors. Pageant.
You know, we have the best teacher beside you right now.
Exactly, it's like I have the best. Like we all have the best people behind us. Our queen, our second queen, our organization. It's really a beautiful place to be here.
Can I add something as well to the conversation? Kasi we're talking about prototypes and all, but I think hindi rin maalis din kasi sa mga pageant media that we want the international crown. So we're looking for someone who probably is the most common factor, denominator, face-wise, looks-wise, on what works on the international stage. So probably that's the mindset that even not just fans but also pageant media is looking for with the queens. That
Yeah, because we have a crown race with Venezuela. So.
Yes, they have like 23. We are in 21, if I'm not mistaken. So parang habol tayo. We have that unspoken rivalry with
It's
Venezuela.
not unspoken, it's very clear. But then again, it's
But we're more chill about it.
Yes, actually.
Okay, we're more chill about it.
I think it's like a friendship thing about Venezuela. It's like a
Venezuela.
friendship thing.
On surface, it is. But there's the unspoken rivalry, I believe. Anyway, I wanted to ask, this is a serious question, if you won't mind. Kasi,
Tinabi niyo pa na sa akin.
napadaan may nadaan sa feed ko. I think it was a post from Binibining Pilipinas that was shared to a foreign page. And they were saying that, oh my God, happy na naman. And, diba, parang it gets tiring that the pageant media keeps on defending that this is the best that the Philippines can offer. But from you guys, I want to hear from your perspective, what really makes a Filipina? Kasi parang sa dinami ng mga intermarriages, how many years that we've been colonized by Spain, the US, even Japan for 30 years or something, parang how do we define a Filipina beauty? Because it seems that the world around us, nakakahon yung perspective nila of what a Filipina looks like. And it feels like, it becomes like repetitive over and over, that the Philippines is a melting pot of, cultures, of races, ethnicities. We have over 130 languages here in the Philippines, and still, parang we get stereotyped that eto lang yung, this is the only acceptable look of the Filipinos from the international perspective. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, opinions on that.
Sagutin niyo yan.
Can you just whittle down the question?
How do you define a Filipina beauty?
How do you define it?
Yeah.
Tayo palagi nagsistart. Iba naman.
Kayo ang magsistart.
Kayo magsistart. What do you guys
What
think?
to you is a
Up to
Filipino
you.
beauty?
Yes, please let us know what you think.
Kasi,
You did that.
well,
Yes, this is we are all I here. don't
Having
think
the
we describe it physically. I feel like it's more so how we treat other people, what our goals are in life, what do we aspire to do, to be of service. That's part of our culture. That's
Yeah.
who we are as Filipinos. So I think to box ourselves in as, what is the stereotypical idea of a Filipino? That's not quite fair to
Yeah.
how much beauty is found in our country.
Yeah.
And yes, we may be mixed in terms of ethnicity, but that doesn't mean we're any less Filipina by heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite obvious in the way that we carry out our individual lives. Being a Filipino is something that we are very, very proud of, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
so it's not looks.
No,
It's the heart. Do you,
The value.
It's shared experience. It's
Yes.
values.
do you think language also has a factor in that?
Not absolutely, but it does play a role. We're proud that we're
Bisaya.
also Bisaya,
Yeah.
not Filipino.
English,
Is-
whatever you name it.
Speaking of that, haven't you noticed that Mindanao really did well this year?
Yeah, we were talking. That was like Bisaya Tangtalo.
Yeah.
Bisaya Tangtalo.
If my memory serves me right, parang we never had this much representation from
From
Mindanao in previous
Yeah,
year, no?
Not in a single year, right?
Not in a single, yeah, you're right. You're not in the single year.
For Vegan, it's the first time winning Miss Globe. For Davao, it's the first time getting the international title. To have
Siargao,
both of us
same.
together. Siargao as well. So to have all of us together, and it's a first for each one of our respective provinces, is really special.
Honorable mention, there was, I think, Glycel, she was the first South Cotabato candidate for Binibining Pilipinas. So in a lot of ways, it was...
There's a lot of firsts.
It's history making for Mindanao. And we hope that this representation continues because we're supported by our governments and the people, the creative industry in Mindanao.
Would you-
People what Mindanao has to offer.
Yes.
Would you like to have like Binibining Pilipinas as a whole go to your provinces and
Love that.
Especially for charity
do
work.
do something like for charity? That would be nice, no? Diba? Parang it's
I have ideas.
because it's a nice way of giving back din sa mga LGU that supported you, no? Maybe like one day in Las Piñas, one day in Davao, or
Siargao. How we can Siargao?
wait, 1 week in Siargao.
I-cover namin, samahan namin kayo sa Siargao.
Naging 1 month na. Okay.
Siargao.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That would be fun, no? That would be fun.
Question for Annabelle. Annabelle, how are you preparing now
Yeah.
After your fresh from your win, tapos lalaban na. October, tama ba?
Yes,
Yes.
October 15. Yeah, it's news to well, it was semi-news to me that October 15 is the coronation day, and not the start of the pageant. So don't worry, I'm already starting to think about what we should do. I got a call from my designer, Sir Valta Gubad, a few days ago. Sabi niya, anong kulay gusto mo? Sabi ko,
Wow.
isipin muna natin, but I'll get back to you within this week.
Hindi ka muna.
Hindi na muna, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, obviously when you compete in the nationals, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. The victory is obviously very hard fought and still will always come as a surprise. Parang gumanon ba kung hindi naman surprise din sa akin at the end of the day. So at the same time, you don't want to jinx too much, but at the same time, you still have a little bit of an idea on what you would do. And especially me in this case, I always said that I'd be the luckiest woman in the world if I got to represent the Philippines twice. And God really answered this prayer, and I'm gonna make the most out of it. So slowly but surely, I'm already thinking about things, letting it cook for this week. Yeah.
Me for Katrina. So in a pageant trend na comeback, in a trend of comebacks, pageant comebacks in second chances. So what do you say about rare second chances and for people having the opportunity to win it the second time?
Yeah, well, something that was on my mind when I joined this time around was something that was always brought up to me was my age.
Yeah.
And I have not said it outright to BBCI, but I guess I'll take the time now. I'm very grateful. That was a doubt that I had in my mind that maybe I shouldn't go after my dreams because people said I was too old now already. I personally, I don't think you can limit yourself based on age. I think we each peak at our own time, and in 2023 that was not my time. I was not the woman that I wanted to be. I was not necessarily the woman that I wanted to be when I represented the Philippines. I was not there yet. And I'm very grateful because, as Sergi was saying, Kanina, there really isn't a prototype. Because if there was a prototype, then we'd be looking for girls under the age of this. But the fact of the matter is the fact that I was given the chance and I was given this title just means that it is open for anyone, that you are able to chase after your dreams and rewrite the narrative, even if you don't necessarily fit that mold. If I had listened to what other people were saying, and I mean, even in 2023, when I was 25, people were saying I was too old. So if that was the case,
Wow, really?
yes.
My God.
So if that was the case, I wouldn't have been first runner-up. I wouldn't be here now. I think it's really just a testament to the fact that yes, there will be naysayers out there. People will always have opinions, but if you're strong enough in your truth and you know what you want to go after, if you have purpose and you're willing to go after it, then nothing can stop you. And I really hope that people don't let other opinions stop them from going after your dreams, because I've been told so many things so many times. I'm too this, I'm too old, I'm that. Okay, yeah, that's fine, that's their opinion, but at the end of the day, I feel like I have something to offer and I want to be a part of something bigger. And I'm really thankful. Thank you, Sergi. Thank you, BBC.
Okay. So my parents are based in Kuwait, and so a funny backstory is that my parents weren't, at one point they weren't even able to attend the coronation night because my dad is a foreigner. He's an Egyptian, and the visa wasn't coming out on time. And so what my parents did instead was, our daughter is Binibining Pilipinas. They said that to the embassy, the Philippine embassy, and they were like, what? So it was expedited. Like my dad's visa was expedited and it was given to him that same day. So that's the backstory. And then the fun thing I did was hang out with my parents. So the first time I saw them was during the national costume presentation when you all were already there. I didn't expect that there would be so many people already. And my parents were right in front of me crying. So fast forward to the fun thing naman. I got to see them after the show and I was like, why did you cry like that? What was that about? Because I ended up crying too. Sa harap pa nga ako. And then, we just had a few chats about how everything went, how they were proud of me and things like that for this being my first time. And that I'm so excited to learn more from these women. So despite my parents being abroad, I feel like I have a family here too. Yeah. Aww. I love you guys. You're right.
So next time na pala that we apply for visa abroad, we just mention, from Binibining Pilipinas, so you can get approved.
To our blogger friends, maybe also would like to find out or ask questions in their journey. Ano yung pinakabuti ang mga focus? Because we have a shooting, they didn't know each other. Yeah, they know the person them. The first one, who you will be familiar with is your resume. If you're number one, you're gonna be friends with number two and so on and so forth. and they feel like memorable sa kanila. It's a journey na at one point nag-gel yung friendship and there's samahan because this is to me, this is one of the, hindi ako na-attach basta-basta sa ganitong batch. It's so hard to be the authoritarian, to give dispense instructions, and to be the disciplinarian. But these girls, these women are different. We can have a conversation about anything smart. And then we will talk about something shallow and funny. And then we will talk about, and then we will talk something about financial literacy. It's true. So the depth of their knowledge at a young age is quite remarkable. So we've spent time together. It was an opportunity for me to keep on digging deeper and to find ways to get to know each one. So that way, we get to know each other on a level where you can really gauge their entire personality, their willingness to learn, not so much on compete because it will come nasa sa kanila na yun, but their ability to, how do you say that, to have that be socially, the pakikitungo, how do you say that in English, pakikitungo with other candidates is one quality that they truly have. Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing batch.
Thank you, Sissy. That's so sweet.
So now, sagutin niyo yun, yung mahabang yun.
Laon yun, di ba? Yan sa mga.
Yes.
How long sila sa Laon yan, sir?
3 days.
Parang yung ginawa natin was supposed to be for a week.
In 3 days.
It's burning hot.
Yeah.
But it was very memorable.
Yeah.
Ako naman siya nag-abot ka.
Ito yung kanina memory gumagano.
Yeah. It's hard to pick one moment eh.
Fond memory ko.
The whole audience thing was only about 2 minutes. And you spent 3
3
days.
days.
Part naman, part there was sisters na kakilala lahat.
Ito daw si Jay.
So sino yung best friend nyo sa batch? Yung sa sisterhood ng Binibini that would bring you back to this La Union memory that you ladies have? Yung best friend nyo, I mean, huwag yung katabi, yung totoong na-build up yung finance kayo niya. Pero pwede naman yung katabi, di ba? O yun.
You have to start.
Is there just one?
Hindi, kahit na katabi.
Kahit naman
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone, yes. We're very close talaga.
Yeah. Walang masyadong click. Kasi hindi naman maiwasan na may click, di ba? Or may little groups that
Grupo-grupo,
before.
yeah.
Pero hindi din eh. We could, yeah, that usually is the case, you know. Kung malapit yung number mo, usually kayo talagang.
Kasi palagi sa pila, magkatabi kayo.
Right. Pero kahit tatawid kami sa ibang table, we can still get on and really have engage in a conversation.
So overall, talagang very positive.
Overall, very positive. All the road trips going to La Union and back, nagkakantahan kami. Somebody who was the one who bought the portable karaoke. Very Pinoy. Sino na yun?
That's a race.
Yeah.
Ay, sa Ray pa daw.
Pass the mic lang, ganun.
Yeah, we were like singing karaoke, going back from La Union. It was very fun.
So you were singing?
Yeah, we were
Sige
singing.
nga, sample. Sample kayo
Baka may TF na daw kung ano, magsisibang siya.
That's a good
Sing professionally naman eh.
She has a really good
Kanta talaga.
Or kung may makanta kang i-offer ka daw sa supporters mo at this time, ano yung, kung may kanta kang i-offer sa fans or sa supporters mo, ano yun? Kantahin mo na.
Gosh, what song? Ito yung matagal ako sa karaoke. Something. Sige, ito na lang. No.
Guys, don't you think she looks like Taylor Swift?
I
I swear. There's, I don't know. We were talking about it earlier, guys. I'm sorry.
Umbrella na. When the sun shines, we shine together. Told you I'd be here forever. Said I'd always be your friend. Now stick it out till the end. Now it's raining more than ever. Know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, Ella, under my umbrella. Ella, Ella,
Kayo tatlo ngayon, yung susunod.
Yung part namin. Annabelle featuring.
Yeah, we remember na nga pala walang talent.
Walang talent this
Binibini
year.
this year. Pero that was a very good song. Yung meaning and everything. Ano lang yun, nag-start ang ulan.
Rain or shine, thank you for being with me, supporting me.
And I thank you.
I have a question for all of you ladies. Ano yung pinaka nahirapan kayong segment sa Binibining Pilipinas during that coronation night? Except for the yung last part for the crowning.
The agony of waiting before the ceremony starts, huh?
That wasn't even.
Oh, the agony of waiting talaga yun.
Or maiksi yun ah,
Ano
maiksi.
Oh my
Maiksi
God,
yun.
it felt so long backstage.
It was maiksi yun.
Maiksi yun. Maiksi yun.
So, hours.
Sometimes it lasts for hours.
Like 30 minutes.
We break
Like-
the 12 hour, I mean the midnight,
Midnight,
to the next
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember a time there was like more than 30-minute wait for the deliberation. Yan, sila nakarana sa 2 hours.
Minutes.
Minutes lang.
It was easy, it was fast.
So about 20.
Yeah.
20 this year.
I wasn't even sure.
When was it 2 hours?
We have to sync in what's happening inside the Coliseum to the left.
To the
Last year it was
That's
sorry,
right.
to the second hour.
Live.
And they had the
It finished before 12. It finished before 12.
Okay, sige.
I think 2018 was one of those years na mahaba.
2019.
I would say, gosh, you know what? Just before it all started, I want to say there was a lot of, this is it. This is the last. I was really emotional actually during rehearsals. I feel like you saw me where I was trying to hold back tears just before we were going to get ready because it sunk in that this is my last pageant. This could very well be the last time I'm ever on a stage, and if things don't go my way or if I'm not a part of the four, this is the end of my pageant career. So, to have that, because I had always thought about it, but it was so far in the future. So to have that day actually be there was so surreal, and of course to have multiple things go wrong just before the show started, that definitely didn't help. So my faith was being tested for sure. But once the show started, I think it was more so just like, okay, we're gonna breeze through this. It was so fast, and at that point when we were done with Q&A, I was like, I felt this huge relief because we had done everything that we could have done at that point, and it was out of our hands. It was whoever's destiny it was that night. So before it all started, that was the hardest part for me, getting ready.
For Dalia.
I'm sure you all heard how badly I wanted something and how big of a dream it was for me. But like for the Q&A part, obviously, about the Q&A portion, because I did care very deeply about it, but at the same time, I realized that, like what Ate said, it's really about divine timing. If it's for you, no matter how hard you try to push it, how hard you try to prove yourself. And I remember Adam's caption that day. He was like, Dalia was clearly taken aback by that question, because what I was actually experiencing was I was listening to everyone's question, and it was the topics were quite similar, like politics, LGBT. These are topics that I love talking about. And so every time I would hear that question being asked to somebody else, I would be literally mouthing what I wanted to say. So the hardest part was not getting a question related to some of my favorite topics and not getting shocked by signing a dress. Yeah, and then I just tried to inject something that I really wanted, but at the same time, I just wanted to show how much I cared in a way. And it's just beautiful to see someone more capable of going for it all the way, really hard, power through it. I'm really happy and excited for you, your journey onto, because it's my first time, and honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be ready. I wouldn't really be ready, and you've all been a part of that journey, seeing me almost trip or do a front hair flip during that preliminary, and I learned my lesson, right? So there's still so much for me to learn, and I'm really excited to showcase more of my Q&A skills maybe in the future.
So you're not closing doors, Kai and no?
We're not.
Not yet.
Not
The
yet.
doors are very much open.
Very much
I think
open.
we're very young and we have a lot to learn, so we're very open to it.
So, last question?
Last question.
Last question? Well,
Next question.
okay.
Wala na po, sige po. Group photo na group photo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Group photo muna tayo ha.